Hello everyone! So here's another video talking about how to best prepare for hybrid instruction and the return to the classroom and however it's going to look. So let's talk about if we have to use synchronous live Zoom sessions, Google Meet sessions, whatever platform it is you're using. But let's just say either part of the time you have students out of the classroom or heaven forbid, we go back to full-on remote. Let's talk about what really is the best use of the face-to-face time we have when it's not real face-to-face, but it's virtual face-to-face. Because I'm sure we all have realized very quickly that it is very, very different. The same types of tips and tricks that we use in the classroom live for things like classroom management don't necessarily correlate to being live on a Zoom session. So what else could we do with our time instead of just lecture, transmitting new information? What might actually be best on a synchronous Zoom session as opposed to being done in asynchronous formats or live? So I wanted to share with you all an image that I actually got from the team up between Ditch That Textbook and the Infused Classroom. And this is their 12 ideas for using video conferences with students. So I did not create this. It very clearly says that this was created by Holly Clark and Matt Miller, but I just really love this as thinking about some things that you could do in a live Zoom session, for example, that might be a better use of the time rather than just you, the teacher, transmitting new information. So you could use it for whole class instruction, but you could also have small groups on a Zoom. It's also something that you might find yourself doing even back in the classroom, since you might not be able to sit close enough together to really be in a true small group, but maybe you could have students in various areas of the classroom or even some from home coming in with headphones and having a small group. You could use it as a time to just follow up on students who might be missing assignments. You might pull up a Google Classroom page, share your screen, and say, these are the people who haven't turned this in yet. It could just be a check-in call. It could just be a time for people to each have a couple of minutes, unmute each kid at a time to talk about how they're doing. It's also a great way to allow students to present. You could pin the speaker view, have the students see who's speaking, give them permission to share their screen, or have them share their documents with you ahead of time and you share the screen for them and they just talk about it. It's also a great way for you to do some read alouds with your students, or if your students are old enough, have them practice doing the read alouds. Zoom is also going to be a great way, or Google Meet. Please know that when I say Zoom, I mean either, or if you're a Microsoft Teams school, that too. This is also going to be a great way to check in with parents, especially because having parents come to the school for meetings, people might not be very comfortable doing that for a long time. Think about reaching out and seeing what kind of guest speakers you can have virtually. You know, who do you have in your contacts that you might be able to reach out to, who, even though they might not have the capacity to come physically to your school, they could virtually come. Also, virtual field trips. You can think of different ways to bring up videos and images and pictures. Students could also do a home tour if that's something they're comfortable with, or maybe just a tour of their room and their favorite things if they're at home. This is a great way to collaborate with another class because you can have multiple teachers hosting the same Zoom with students and having them collaborate with each other. This could be a great way to, even when we have to be socially distanced, find a way to come even more together. Again, those parent meetings, IEP meetings, those kind of things, and also just having some generic office hours for students who have questions. So on days where perhaps your school is having a remote learning day, which I happen to think that's going to become the new word for snow day, don't you? We're not going to hear snow day anymore. It's going to be remote learning day. But have set times where you have an open Zoom or an open Google Meet for parents and students to come on and ask you questions and just be there, be present. Also make sure that if you have students who perhaps are at home quarantined or whose parents are choosing not to send them back to school but have them completely virtual even back in the fall, make sure you have some office hour times for those students in particular so that they don't miss out on the chance of asking you questions. So just keep in mind that this infographic is just a way to get you thinking about the fact that whole class instruction is only one thing that you could do with a live synchronous session over a Zoom or a Google Meet. And honestly, I would argue it's maybe the least effective of the options for the things that you can do. Because the information that you want to transmit to your students whole class is not going to get to them nearly as impactfully over a synchronous Zoom session as it would either in small groups or better yet, back in face-to-face brick and mortar classrooms. So keep this in mind. I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you continue to check out the channel, and as more information comes out and we learn more about what next school year is going to look like, I will be doing my best to keep this updated. Thank you for watching and have a great day.